Good evening, Lucky. So you have been in touch with the department. You've got the full story. Just explain to us what the problem was and what went wrong.
Good evening, Sally, and good evening to ENCA viewers at home. I would like to first commend the Ministry of Cooperative for having been patient with the industry and taken us into their confidence to really clarify the matters. We've had 3 engagements thus far today, and we are relieved that finally they were able to shed some light on what went on when the minister made the announcement this morning. We were confident that the regulations as published on the 30th of March were regular and that it was something that we were happy with. So after we got clarification, we realized that I think what happened with the minister's announcement was that the response that the minister gave was based on a question that was posed on the day, and that's where most of the confusion arose from. And also, Sally, I would like to commend the National Police Commissioner, General Stolle, as well as his deputy, General Masimula, for having taken their time to really allay our fears and make sure that we fully understood that they were on the side of ensuring that they will fully enforce the regulation as it were, and that they were not swayed by any rumors that were swirling around that transportation of liquor is not allowed. So we really feel that government really came to the party and we got their full support today. Just
explain the actual confusion. I understand it was because of this concern that the minister was trying to say that you can't, you're allowed to sell alcohol to a patron in a bar or a tavern. But what the minister apparently was trying to say is you can't then, that institution or that pub cannot take booze off-site and move it around to other people to sell it, for example. Am I right? Just explain how the confusion came in. What actually can and can't you do this Easter weekend with booze?
So the minister was right in actually mentioning that. I think it's a context in which she said it that there were these unhappiness around the statement. But so now alcohol is sold by on-premise over a 7-day period up to 11 p.m. But what the on-premise channel cannot do is to sell liquor on an off-premise basis, meaning that people cannot buy and take it home to consume in the comfort of their own home. But also, importantly, and I need to emphasize this, the off-premise channel is not allowed to sell liquor over the next 4-day period starting on the 1st till Monday. But also, something that we need to re-emphasize is that the distribution channel is then able to service the on-premise that will be operational, meaning that the bars, the taverns, the restaurants are able to go, for example, to Ultra Liquors, to Big Daddies, to go and stock up. But they will need to produce the ID as well as the proof that they indeed are from a licensed premise. So even though the off-premise is not operational to service individuals, private citizens, but they will be able to open to service those establishments that are fully licensed to operate as on-premise.
All right, so let me get this straight and you tell me if I've got the full picture. Obviously, restaurants, bars, taverns, shebeens, if they're starting to run low on alcohol, they're allowed to go and buy and bring back to their establishments to sell within their establishments. If I'm going to a socially distant, safe braai with a friend down the road, I can take my little bottle of Chardonnay with me. I won't get arrested. But obviously, we're not allowed as individuals to go to a bottle store. Is that how it is?
Yes, so you're not allowed to go to a bottle store, but also bottle stores are not open. So I need to make a distinction between a bottle store and a distributor or even a wholesaler. There is a license that allows one to operate as a distributor, and those are the ones that are allowed to operate so that they can service the on-premise channel. But bottle stores, as it were, will not be operational unless they've got a distribution license, which will allow them to service the on-premise, which is the restaurant, your bars, and as well as your taverns.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for clearing that up for us. And it's good to know that the department had a quick response and they admitted that there was confusion and it was all sorted out. Thank you very much for chatting to us about that. That is Lucky Ntamani of the National Liquor Traders Council, telling us that, of course, you can take your alcohol with you if you are moving around. But, of course, you cannot buy alcohol from a bottle store. You can, of course, sit down and have a glass of wine.